Hello everyone and welcome back to my studio, the Pottery Corner, down on the south coast of England near Chichester. Hello everyone, welcome along. Sorry for the radio silence for a week or two. I've had a nasty cold, luckily not COVID, but a nasty cold, so I've been out of action, so I'm sorry that there haven't been videos for the last couple of weeks. After the epic Hydrangea Head three-part video series, I must admit to have been just a little exhausted, so I hope that you've enjoyed that. You've now had a chance to have a look at it and enjoyed the three-part how to make porcelain hydrangea heads. As I say, I'll put a link up at the end of the video if you haven't managed to watch those yet. So today we're going to do a Glaze kiln fire opening. Interesting things in the kiln today. There are actually some of my mugs in the bottom, which I have to say is, as you know, not very usual for me to have my own work in the kiln. So I'm looking forward to seeing those. In the top of the kiln, I've got a beautiful piece by one of my students called Lisa. She's made a very large leaf bowl. In fact, instead of talking about it, Sarah, just get the kiln lid up and we'll have a look and dive in. Okay, so the kiln was cold yesterday, but I just didn't have a chance to film, so I know that I'm okay to not use any gloves or anything. And as I was saying, the first thing to come out, big piece, is a very large bowl that Lisa has made. So this is craft crank clay, which is the clay that we use in the studio if it's going to go outside. And she's made this using a leaf from a tree, or several leaves from several trees, and pressed the imprint of the leaf into the bowl. And then she has glazed with Amico's Rainforest and wiped it back, leaving it just in the veining and in the bits on the stems. So there's not a lot of colour on there, but the colour that there is really shows up that lovely texture of the leaves. So I hope that's showing up on the camera. So it's a big bowl, as you can see. It's very heavy, so it'll sit outside nicely without blowing off of a table or anything. It's nice and heavy. So that's rather nice. And the craft crank is unglazed on the back, and it goes this lovely toasty brown colour, stony brown colour, really nice. So that's a good piece. And I'm very pleased to say it's through the kiln without incident. Obviously, being the teacher, it's always quite difficult when somebody makes a big piece. You're always slightly worried that something's going to happen to it in the kiln. So it's good that it's all in one piece. Right, next out, Kathy has been making some wedding favours. So she has a wedding coming up and she's making, I think, the last count when I spoke to her this morning, was that she's going to make 75 little dishes. Now these are made with PB103, which is the clay that I usually throw with, which is the closest clay to porcelain without it actually being porcelain. And she's just put the initials of the happy couple and a heart, and then just popped a little bit of glaze just on the texture, and then wiped it back. So this one on here is Amico's Downpour, and then 2 coats of Mixing Clear. This one is Amico's True Celadon, so green. And the last one is Amico's Snapdragon, which is red. So those are rather lovely. So yes, a bit of a task, but she's making her way through them. So there's quite a few of these to come out. So I'll get the rest out on the shelf. Right, okay, so there are actually a few more just on this shelf. So get those out. So that's another goodly number towards her target. And on the bisque shelf behind me, you can probably see there's more to go into the biscuit firing next. Now this next piece that's coming out is by Lisa again, so the same lady who made the big bowl. But Lisa's been playing with sgraffito, and my pottery sister, who you all know I correspond with, Monique at New Q in Bonaire, is the inspiration for this piece. So Lisa's been having a go at sgraffito, and I have to say she has completely mastered it. Look at this, isn't that beautiful? Absolutely beautiful. So beautiful, I'm going to say curlew, but I bet it's not a curlew, and I'll get lots of people telling me what it is, but it looks like a curlew to me. I mean, just beautiful how she's done that. She did have a template to make around the bird, but the rest of it is just freehand, done with underglazes, different colours of underglaze. Really, really pretty and a lot of work. And then over the top of that, she's used a matte transparent, so it's not as shiny, it's got like a silky feel. Really pretty. I'm hoping the camera's picking up that it's got a matte finish, more of a matte finish. But that is a stunning piece, and she should be delighted with that. Really pretty, lovely. Right, let's get this shelf out. Right, okay, so next level down, these are Kathy's mugs, actually. So Kathy, who's making the little dishes, these are her mugs. So she's thrown them on the wheel. And that is, now let me think. I'm going to say that it's iron lustre rather than oatmeal, but I might have to change that when I speak to Kathy, because I can't actually tell. I think it's iron lustre because it's more cream than yellow. So that's Amico's iron lustre 3 coats on the inside, with my old friend Amico blue rutile on the outside. What a glaze that is. Such a beautiful glaze. Love it, love it. So that's just one glaze doing all the work on that mug. Really lovely. There's a bit of pinholing on this. That might be just because the glaze was a bit thick, but it's not too apparent, so that one is fine. There are 3 of them in total. As you can see, I stand them on the cookie, so luckily for me, that's just gone over. Same again, nice, pretty, very pretty. And the last one of hers is this one, slightly different shape. Again, pretty, very nice. So Kathy's been having a go on the wheel at some of her free flow sessions, so she gets to do a bit of hand building and a bit of throwing, which is quite nice. Right, next, I've got a few test tiles in here. I bought a new glaze. I don't quite know how I did it because it's a brown glaze, which of course, as you know, is not my favourite thing. But it's Mako's Elements, I think it is. I'll put it on the screen because I can't actually remember, but the actual glaze is called Amber Ash. And that is 3 coats of Amber Ash on a textured tile. Yeah, I don't even know why I ordered that. I cannot actually remember even ordering it, but clearly I did because it arrived. This is Amico's underglaze, baby blue. So when I buy a new underglaze, I do the underglaze without any glaze on it, so I know exactly what colour it's going to come out, and then underglaze with a transparent over the top. So that one is baby blue. Quite nice, that. And the last tile, test tile, this is interesting. So this is Amber Ash, so the same as this. This is 2 coats of Amber Ash on a plain tile. And actually it's done something much more interesting than it has done on the textured tile. So actually the 2 coats is much better than the 3 coats. So yeah, be interesting to see what I actually thought I'd ordered, because I certainly don't remember ordering another brown glaze, although on this particular tile it does look a bit sort of starbursty, doesn't it? So I don't know, I'll have a look, see if I can find out what it was that tempted me to buy that. But yeah, I guess it's quite interesting how it's pulling greens down through, but other than that, not really doing it for me. What do you think about it? Drop it in the comments. Right, and then the last thing in the bottom of here are my mugs. So I've been playing with masks and slip and underglaze transfers and all sorts of things. So life started off like this. So I'll show you these. These came out of the kiln a couple of weeks ago. So I've masked the deers with paper and then used a sponge to apply different coloured underglazes for the deer silhouettes, having put the underglaze transfer on first. So this is an a Ceramica, I'm going to say it's a Ceramica transfer called Silver Birch. This is the brown version. I prefer it in the brown than the black. You'll see the black in a minute. And this is another one. That's a slightly different transfer. I'll try and remember the name of it and pop it up on the screen for you. So they're done in underglazes, and you can see this one looks like he's peeking out from behind the trees. So I've been playing with this design, and there are sort of more and versions thereof. So this one's got a blue slip underneath with the transfers, well, with the masks on, I should say, they're not transfers, with the masks on, and then gone over with a green slip for the background, and then applied the underglaze transfer and then taken the masks off. Quite like that, quite pretty, really nice actually. The stag's nice with his antlers, he looks really nice, so that's quite good. I'm quite pleased with those. That one is, take the cookie off the bottom, it's not going to come off. That one is the same as the one I've just shown you, so that one's another one the same with the brown silver birch background. Very nice. I'm quite pleased with these, quite pleased with how they're coming out. Quite like the fact that each deer has an individual pattern on it. Really nice. And another, oh, that one's nice. Yeah, lovely. Look at that one. Pretty, very pretty. So I might, if enough of you ask for one, do a tutorial video on how I actually did those. So if you'd like me to do that, just drop it in the comments, and I'll have a think about doing some more of these and showing you how I've done the decoration. Pretty. And two more. These are the slipped ones. I'm just going to have to knock the cookies off the bottom. Yeah, this one's lovely. Look at the stag on that one. He's nice, isn't he? Yeah, nice. This is the black silver birch. As you can see, the transfer is in black as opposed to brown. It's actually, I don't mind it on this green background, but I quite like the brown on the other. Show you the two together. So that's the brown and that's the black. Quite starkly different, but I prefer the brown on the plain mugs and the black on the green. So those are rather nice. And just one more in the bottom. Yeah, I knew it. Do you know what? Isn't it funny sometimes when you put something in the kiln? I haven't taken the mask of that deer off of there. Can you see it? So in the kiln, of course, it's decided it's going to sort of detach itself, or try to detach itself without success. So that's a bit disappointing. That's interesting. I thought there was another deer on there and I didn't take the mask off. So that's actually probably ruined this particular mug, but we'll see whether it survives. It might be all right if it's hand washed. But again, the same design, so using the blue slip underneath, then the green slip over the top with the masks on, and then the underglaze transfer over the top of that. And a nice little pulled handle. Pretty little mug, but yeah, that's not going to survive. I can tell already just from feeling it. I'd be very surprised if that actually stays on there. But we live and learn. What I should have done was pass the hairdryer over the top of it to see whether there were any more masks on there. Probably got distracted. Right, so that's your lot in the kiln today. So I have lots of shout outs today. I've had so many messages from you all, which is lovely as ever. Now, glasses on. Okay, so first one is from Carol Kennedy from Portland in Indiana. She said, I love your videos. Thank you for sharing your creativity with potters everywhere. She's looking forward to the porcelain hydrangea tutorial, and she's ordered the kit from the Etsy shop. Thank you very much, Carol. Yes, the kit for the hydrangea, porcelain hydrangea heads is in my Etsy shop, and the link's down in the description below. So she's attached a photo of her gigantic poppy head, which was inspired by following the poppy head tutorial. And again, I'll link the poppy head playlist on the end. It will go in the garden when it gets a bit warmer. So here is Carol's poppy head. Lovely, Very nice, Carol. Well done. I like the shape. Very nice. Yeah, nice fins on it. I like the splattering a la Jackson Pollock. Quite like that. Yeah, very nice indeed. And here is another of the poppy heads. This one is from Julie in Stuttgart in Germany. So she says she's finally fired her terracotta poppy head. She really enjoyed making the poppy head, and I'm sure it will not be the last one that she makes. So thanks for the tutorial. Thank you, Julie, for sending me that. This is rather lovely. So this is a terracotta version. Again, she's used the pearl necklace pattern down the side of the fins, which is really nice. So thank you for sending me that, Julie. That's really kind. I've had a couple of really lovely emails that really warm the heart. So this one is from Anna-Karin Johansson. Thank you, Anna-Karin, for sending me this. She is in Switzerland. So her and her 4-year-old son tried to make some poppy heads from fairly big to ping pong size. It was a lot of fun. So this is Daniel, 4.5 years old, and I'll try and crop the picture in. So this is Anna-Karin with her grandson making Easter bits and pieces in the pottery studio. So it's just so lovely to have people send me photographs, and that's obviously one of the poppy heads that she's made on this side here. So yeah, really lovely to get a picture like that and to see that, you know, starting the next generation of potters off with my tutorials. So that's lovely. This one is from Brigitte Bresson. Now, she's in France, in Picardy, one of the two. Brigitte has been having a go at the mono printing, which, as you all know, is one of my favourite techniques. So she's had a look at the mono printing playlist, and whoa, she's quite pleased with the results. So she did some textures from a fabric cut into pieces, and I think actually the piece that she's made is really lovely. Look at this, beautiful colours, lovely colour palette, and really nice mono printing technique on there, Brigitte. So thank you so much for sending me that. That's really lovely. And then this one is somebody who's already made their hydrangea head. So Jessica from California has, I think are you in PACIFICA? You're going to say it's Jessica from PACIFICA. Yes. So she sent me some photos of her first go at making a hydrangea head, which she fired to cone 6. The dripping glass scared me, but your sacrificial cookies make it all seem sane. I do feel I'm likely to do a good job of depositing said glass only to trip and spill it on the way to the kiln. Yes, now that's an interesting point actually, Jessica, because I keep on the shelf here a little pot of glass, and usually, yes, I do put the glass on in the kiln room when I'm making my hydrangea heads, for the very reason that I've got to get it down the stairs and into the kiln room without dropping it, spilling it, somebody nudging it. So yes, it's quite a good idea to actually put the glass on when you are in the kiln room. So yeah, I thought that was quite a good thing. And this is hers. There we go. Look at that. So yeah, lovely. Well done, Jessica. That's the first viewer's picture of their completed hydrangea head project. So well done. Really nice. I love that. Thank you for sending me that. This one is from Rose Wareham, who is in the north of Hampshire. So actually Rose isn't that far away from me. I live in West Sussex and she lives in the next county across, which is Hampshire. So she said, I would like to thank you for your wonderful tutorials. Please see below my rhubarb leaf bird bath. I was so pleased when I opened the kiln. Nothing beats the pleasure of a successful build and firing. Yeah, absolutely. She's a home potter in the north of Hampshire. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Rose. That's very kind. And again, this is her rhubarb leaf bird bath actually in situ in the kiln. So yes, she must have been delighted when she opened the lid and saw that. And this is the bird bath on the stand. Lovely, really nice. Well done, Rose. That's really lovely. Whilst I'm talking, I'm just going to give a quick shout out to everybody who has donated via Super Thanks. So thank you very much. I'll put your names up here. I really do appreciate your donations. That's really very kind, and it does help me to carry on making content to put out for free. Right, this one's from Eliza Horston. I'm not sure where you are. I'll look it up and I'll put it on the screen because I have got your details. So again, Eliza has started the hydrangea head. I can't blow these pictures up, I've tried. So this is them drying in their jam jars. So thank you for sending me that, Eliza. I hope they come out. Do send me a picture of the finished thing. CAROLYN Pierce, who's actually been watching me for a very long time. And I know that, I think you're in the States, CAROLYN, can't remember where, but I think you're in the States, sent me some lovely pictures. So she has been doing the hydrangea head make with her students in her class. How wonderful. So there's some pictures here of her students, children, all working on the hydrangea head, boys and girls. So how wonderful to for me to have put a tutorial up and then know that round the world somewhere somebody is teaching children how to do that project. So CAROLYN, that warmed my heart. Thank you very much for sending me that. Shout out once again to Sharon, Sharon Peak. So thank you, Sharon. I have already messaged you to say thank you for your little parcel, but I just wanted to show the viewers these lovely pendants. They're made from clay. I presume they must be porcelain, but look at this. Isn't that pretty? Really, really pretty. Lovely detail on there of the turtle. So thank you for that. I thought that was really sweet of you to spend the time and send me those. So thank you very much. And she also sent them in this lovely silk purse. So thank you very much, Sharon, for those. That's really kind of you. So this one is from Ines. So hello dear Sarah, I came across your channel about 3 months ago and have already learnt a lot from you. I started pottery myself in 2020. Built up ceramic, no turning on the disc. I presume that means she's a hand builder rather than a thrower. So she has watched the top 10 glazes video. So again, that's a really good one for beginners. And she had some questions about what temperature I actually fired my bisque. Having looked at the Amico pots, it does say on there to fire the bisque to a certain temperature. Well, I have to say I don't fire my bisque to that temperature. I fire bisque to 990 degrees centigrade, and then my glaze firing is now at 1212 degrees, so 1212. It used to be 1225, but I did find that it was going practically up to the start of a cone 7, so I thought it was going a bit high. So I reduced the temperature down to 1212, and that doesn't seem to have made any difference. And in this time of high energy costs, we need to be thinking about how much we're spending firing the kilns. So that little drop in temperature doesn't seem to have made any difference. So I've answered her questions about the firing temperature for the Amico glazes. She is in northern Germany, near the island of Usedom on the Baltic Sea. So thank you, Ines. And she also sent me some pictures of bits and pieces that she's made. And I picked this particular pen holder just to show one of the items that she made. Isn't that lovely? I think that's really, really nice. And using the ladybird spots to stand your pens in. So thank you, Ines, for sending me that. That's really kind. So lots of lovely shout outs to lots of lovely viewers. And if you want to send me a picture of the project that you've undertaken having watched my tutorials, you can do so by sending me a picture via the website. And my website address is in the description box below. Right, so I've now made myself quite hoarse from talking. I'm hoping to feel a bit better in the next week or so, and I shall be back up in the studio with the students and getting on with playing with clay. So it's been really good to be with you again. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.